is Brittany Oniki, your BAN socialite, and I want to welcome you to this edition of the BAN's Guide to Bold Dramatic Styling, brought to you by Entwine Couture. We have a exciting we have an exciting panel here that wants to give you information. We're going to have some hot topics. We're going to discuss some things before we jump into the meat and potatoes of talking about hair. So, welcome, Elise and Mama Day, back to the show. Hey, ladies, good evening. How are you? And I
Hey.
want you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves, and then I have some things that I cannot wait to get your opinions on. So, Elise, hey, how are you? Talk to our
Hey,
audience. Let them know how
good.
you're
Welcome
doing.
to Chicago. I'm Elise. I'm the owner of Hair Love Art Studio in Humboldt Park and the lead stylist for Entwine Couture.
All right, good to see you, Mama Day. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, guys. I want to thank Entwine Couture for welcoming me back. I appreciate it. My name is Mama Day. I'm a YouTube vlogger. I'm natural three and a half, almost 4 years. In May, I will have my 4-year anniversary. And yeah, per the title, I'm a mom, and both me and my girls, 2 daughters, went natural together.
Cool. That is really important that you instilled that sense of self-esteem early on because I know for myself, I went through the process of perms and weaves and braids and came
Mhm.
full circle and came back to the natural hair. So I think that is so awesome that you're instilling that in your daughters. And so hopefully they never, ever, 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 ever go down that route. And not only do they never do that, but they never wear a lace front. Ladies,
Oh.
what do you think about what do you think about lace fronts? Lace fronts are everywhere. So I have a confession to make. I have forayed into the arena of online dating. Yes, I said it. And
Uh,
Mhm.
there
Me too.
I
Hey.
and I have read profiles where men are specifically like, ladies, please no lace fronts. So it has permeated our culture in a negative way. And not only has it permeated us regular folk, but apparently celebrities are not immune to being affected by this culture of just feeling like they cannot embrace their natural hair. So recently in the media, Countess Vaughn of Moesha fame has gone
Mhm.
on the talk show circuit to let everybody know that she had been wearing her lace front for several years, wearing them all day, every day, and developed a fungus. She was allergic to the glue. Her hair fell out. I think it
Mhm.
affected her vision temporarily. I mean, what is it? If you guys are out there and you've thought about lace fronts or you wear them intermittently in between protective styling, I want you guys to send us your questions so we can kind of talk about what the things are that you have concerns about. But I want to take it to you, to the panel, to Elise. What do you think about the extensions? What kind of tips can you give our viewers if they want to do that or advise against it?
Well, I don't necessarily advise against it, but what I do advise is that a protective style should be done in moderation. Now, lace front wigs came out for people with alopecia, people who were going through cancer treatments that were losing their hair. So those were actually meant to be put on scalps that were either losing follicles or that just really didn't have hair at all. So now we're putting this glue and this tape onto our actual hairlines and our hair and destroying them. So really, let go of the lace front. It's nothing wrong with a cute little wig from the store. Throw it on, braid it up, protect it. Put a little Entwine buttercream hydrator on it. Put a wig on it, but take it off at night. Let your scalp breathe. Let your hair breathe. Don't please let go of the adhesives. Adhesives do not belong in the hair or the scalp.
So,
Um,
lady, Mama Day, why do you think
Yes.
as a woman, right? We all want to get our sexy on for our man every now and again. Why do you think
Right.
she felt the need to wear this wig 24/7? Like, do you think that she just didn't feel pretty without it? How do you ladies feel in terms of like your hair and your attractiveness?
I mean, 24/7, like wearing her to sleep. She lazy, yo. I'm sorry.
Hey,
That
hey,
was bad. You
hey,
got
hey.
I don't know. I mean, I get the whole purpose. I'm not a wig person. I've probably wore two wigs my entire life. I'm not a wig person at all. But I give props to those that do. But I don't know. I don't know how the lace thing works. I guess you just gel it down. I don't know if it stays on permanently or you can take it off during the day. I don't know. I just don't see yourself sleeping on it 24/7. I think my head would itch like there was a
Yeah,
problem.
I can't. I'm not about that life, as the young people say.
Yeah.
I am not about
Yeah.
that life. Okay, but let's talk about celebrities who are embracing their natural hair. Do you feel like if celebrities had a movement towards embracing natural hair, that more, real women would do it? Do you think it's just something that society has just deemed to be unattractive? What are your thoughts about just natural hair in general and being feminine and being attractive? So kudos to Naomi Campbell. I saw her in a couple of photographs in an afro.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was all her hair. What do you guys think?
It was a
Probably.
wig.
She's
I think so.
Naomi. She's fabulous.
She is.
Yeah, it was a wig though, because her hair, because of the lace wigs, is receding back.
Uh-huh.
So she had if you see pictures of Naomi, she had like her ends were gone, like it was gone. So
Mhm.
she rocks wigs because I think she got to. I think another one, who is it? Nicki Minaj just did a video, a picture. She took a picture where she had her weave out, her hair, and had it in a ponytail, and it was long as it wanted to be.
Okay.
Kiki Palmer. I don't know if you guys watch Disney. I got children. I'm telling on myself. But Kiki Palmer, who normally wears tons of sew-ins, actually took a picture of herself on Facebook, and her hair is natural. And I'm talking about it was like past her shoulder, excuse me, and absolutely beautiful. So I think they're rocking it. They're just probably tucking it in protective styles. But I'm
Right.
excited that they're starting to come out and embrace the natural them.
I'm excited that they're coming out with their natural hair, and I think it does make it more acceptable as the general society sees natural hair. And natural being in its naturally curly textured state, not necessarily flat iron, because we saw Nicki Minaj's hair, but it was straight. It was in the straight
Straight.
ponytail. It looked like it could have possibly been her weave if it was a little bit thicker. But what I
Mhm.
am seeing is that what I am seeing is that it's becoming more popular. I just had some clients today who were transitioning through sew-ins, had transitioned through protective styles, and now are coming to me like, okay, what do I do with this natural hair? Because I see these beautiful women's hair and I want my hair to look like that. So it becomes more the aspirational look versus, well, I don't know, I'm going natural, and I don't know if anybody's going to think I'm pretty, because if Yaya DaCosta can do it, if Naomi Campbell can do it, even if it's a wig, it is going to be deemed beautiful.
I agree. Ladies, my audience, if you guys are out there, I say embrace it. Just stand in
Yes.
front of the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, figure out how to rock your style and embrace it, because I don't think there is any hairstyle that is worth losing your own hair for the temporary satisfaction of having somebody else's head of hair magically transplanted onto your head. So now that we're talking about this self-esteem and dating and attractiveness, so if you ladies are on vacation, what is it that you guys do to kind of make sure you're still keeping it sexy on vacation, right? And while you're on this vacation, would you go on vacation with your ex
Oh,
and
wait.
his new lady?
Okay, to be
What are we
honest,
doing, people? What are we doing?
okay, so to be honest, in kind of going through something similar that maybe they were going through a long time ago, in the future when all wounds are healed, I think that's very good, especially for the children, to see both women there being grown, being together, because again, at the end, it's all about the children. So if the women can get along and they can get along with the man and everybody's happy, go on about your business, Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys, and Mashonda. Have fun.
But in Turks and Caicos, I mean, we could keep that at Chuck E. Cheese for the
Yes.
birthday party, not at
Yeah.
not at Turks and Caicos. Like no.
Girl, we don't know. Mashonda might have a boo there too.
Kudos to that. She just might. You're right. I didn't think about that. She just might have her boo there too. Mama J, what are your thoughts? Look at your face. Okay, so let's talk about all things artificial, fake extensions, transplanted. So I recently saw a post on Instagram that they now have lace front eyebrows. Ladies, what are we doing? We have to embrace our natural beauty. I think the next segment that we are going to do is something that speaks to life coaching and self-esteem. I think that we are bombarded with so many images in the media, and none of them celebrate our natural beauty and the way that we are. And so I think over time, we kind of just get away from that and we feel like the other, whatever that is more attractive than what we have naturally. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I feel like I see a lot of women looking for the other, and looking for the other even in their curls, looking for, well, I want curls like her, and I want curls like her. I really think it goes back to us looking at ourselves and knowing that we are beautiful regardless, with whether we have hair, don't have hair, whatever we're going through, that we're beautiful. And I think so much of society takes that from us that we have to give it to ourselves.
Right, we do. We certainly do. So, ladies, I hope you're listening. You have to love you, and Entwine Couture is here to help you have community and a voice and a forum in order to be able to do that. And so, this is brought to you by Entwine Couture, the VA's Guide to Bold Dramatic Styling. And I want you guys to check out our collection. We have the Bold Dramatic Styling Collezione, $39.99. It includes an 8-ounce cream jelly styler, a 2-ounce creme de la mold, and a 2-ounce total perfection argan oil. And later on in the show, we're going to talk about how to use all of these products in order to achieve bold dramatic styling. And my personal favorite is the argan oil because you can use it so many different ways. I put a drop of it on my skin after I have cleansed it in order to moisturize my skin, and I do this at night. I use it on my cuticles, and of course I use it to seal in moisture in my hair when I'm using the lock method. So it is definitely worth a try. Ladies and gentlemen, Mama Day.
Yeah.
Talk to me about these lace front brows that you
girl, bye.
Girl, bye. Bye, Felicia.
I could believe it. I think the purpose for them was for people that have alopecia and cancer treatments and lose their brows. So I get that. But I just have this fear you're going to see it go awry, go like completely left. Somebody is going to sit there and either not shave their brow, put that lace on top of it, and you're going to have like 2 laces going, I can't. I can't
even visually imagine what this looks like. I'm going to take a step back.
You see the lace fronts with the lace that's like right here, or the hairlines that are perfectly like square going on. So, I mean, we can imagine what's about to happen.
Oh.
Ladies, as a professional makeup artist and resident VAN, I'm going to tell you a few things, right? So the first thing is that everyone's brows aren't supposed to look the same. Mm-hmm. Everyone's not supposed to have really thick and full brows. Everybody doesn't need to have a high arch. You can take the brows that you have and use a little bit of a brown eyeshadow in an angled brush. You can pick this up at Target, ladies. We're not even talking like high end. And all you really have to do is, it's called shading. All you have to do is shade your natural brow so that you are filling in the space between your natural eyebrow hairs if they're thinner, and you're just creating fullness. You don't need a pencil. You don't need to change the shape. You don't need to dramatically alter the shape. You don't need to draw the shape. They don't need to be squared in the front. There does not need to be white concealer under the arch. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And I am a professionally certified makeup artist, and I love you to pieces. No, ma'am. We're not doing that anymore. No. It was a trend that was started in Atlanta.
Of course.
Guilty, right, in Atlanta.
That's true.
And we're moving away from it. We are moving towards all things natural. The summertime is coming. And we're going to talk to Elise and Mama Day about fighting frizz and achieving like these beautiful natural hairstyles. No muss, no fuss. But summertime's coming, ladies. Like in my utopia this summer, I am walking around with wonderful hair, and I'm not worrying about my makeup sweating off, and I'm wearing flip-flops and a sundress, and I'm in the park, and I'm holding my man's hand, and we're eating popsicles and listening to jazz. Like, that is what I am envisioning for myself. And we do not want hot wigs on our head, and we do not want to worry about wiping away our brows. So, ladies, please join me. Please take my hand. I am giving you my hand. Join me. Join me on this movement towards all things natural. So we have a question coming in that says, what is the proper way to use concealer? Okay, so it depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it for a natural highlight under your brow or under your eye, you want it to be a shade lighter than your skin tone. Just one shade, not two to three, really just one shade. And if you are African American, I strongly advise you to stick to brands geared towards African Americans because the pigmentation tends to have a little bit more golden tones and red tones and less pink and white tones, so it won't read ashy on your skin. Iman is a good brand to try. So is CoverGirl Queen Collection. So is Black Opal if this is available in your area. And the locations are going to vary from Dwayne Reed, Target, and CVS to Ulta and Walmart. But you want to stick to brands that are geared towards African Americans. And if you are, have disposable income, I love Bobbi Brown. I love MAC Cosmetics. They also have a phenomenal range of concealers. But 1 to 2 shades lighter, and then for your actual skin tone, you want that to match exactly. So anything that is going from your jawline should blend perfectly with your neck. This should be the exact same shade. In this area right here where you highlight, this can be 1 to 2 shades. I mean, 1 shade lighter. Just one, not two. I take that back. Just 1 shade lighter. And that's the proper way to use concealer. And you can use concealer without using any other foundation or powder. Like that's a very fresh faced, I'm going to the office, I'm going on a first date and I don't want to look like I'm doing too much. A little bit of concealer. If you have children, if you work long hours, if you wake up early and you don't get a lot of rest, a little concealer under your eye is a lifesaver. Oh my God, I promise you. That and some mascara because it opens up your eyes and it makes you look really, really awake. If you take care of your skin, you can get rid of foundation. You don't have to use a lot of powder or blush unless you're being photographed and you want to do something really dramatic. And then in celebration of dramatic styling, I have on this really, really bold lip, but I really like bright lip colors for spring. And I think that's your really like basic makeup look. So ladies, I hope you're taking notes. Do you ladies have any makeup questions that you just kind of want to get out there? Maybe some of our audience has the same question.
Makeup question.
Anything, I'm putting you guys on the spot.
It's a good day when I get lip gloss on. So, what's a quick, like, 2 minute, your kid is dragging on your leg type of face that you could do?
Definitely the concealer, because I'm a mom, right? So I am not telling you guys anything that I don't live. I talk it like I live it. I practice what I preach. I have 2 babies. I am up at 6:30 every morning. So salute to the moms out there. Definitely for me, it's skincare first so that I don't feel like I need a lot of makeup. And so we'll talk skincare. That's a whole other topic. We'll do a whole other show just about skincare. But once your skin is in optimal condition, you really just need a really great moisturizer. Ladies, African American women, we still need SPF. So do a 15, SPF 15 or SPF 30. We still need that in our moisturizer. A little concealer. I love mascara. If you've got a nice healthy brow, you don't really need to shade it. If you've got thinner brows like I do, I shade mine in with a nice light brown eyeshadow. And then I think a quick lipstick, something that's colorful. If you don't like lipstick and you want to go for a gloss, go for a brighter color than you think because lip glosses are sheer. So it may look really, really bright in the tube, but because it's a gloss, it's going to shear itself out once it's on your lip. But it's going to be the perfect, like, rosy shade or orange shade, something that's going to be perfect to give your face some life and some color and some flush and some springtime. So that's a really good tip when you're picking lip gloss. Go for something that looks almost like it's too bright because when you put it on, it's going to shear itself out and it's going to be just the right amount of color.
Okay.
So we have a question that's asking about eyelashes. So when should I use eyelashes? I'm going to assume that you're talking about strip lashes or false eyelashes. Same thing, ladies. Here's my public service announcement. Back away from the hair glue. Bonding glue.
Wait, bonding glue?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a no.
I've seen it. So women are using bonding glue to put on strip lashes so that they last, I guess, 2 to 3 to 5 days. I'm not exactly sure. So that is a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who told you that it was okay? I love you, and I'm here to tell you that it's
Don't
not
do it.
okay.
Please
It's
don't
not
do it.
okay. So here's
I,
my
You won't be able
advice.
to see.
Yes, exactly. So here's my advice for lashes, and even as a professional makeup artist, they look lovely. Oh my gosh, there's nothing prettier than fluttery eyelashes. But I would say for every day, just really invest in a really good mascara.
mhm.
Invest in a really good mascara and go to town. And I mean like 3 to 4 coats. Like go to town on the mascara. I would recommend eyelashes for a wedding or if you're being photographed. Honestly, that's the only time that I really think that it is going to enhance your look. Because if you're really far away and you're being photographed, it really opens up your eyes and makes them look wider and bigger. But in person, I just think I'm all about maintaining reality, right? So if
Mm.
I'm going to only look like Beyonce 12% of the time, I mean, what am I going to do that other 88% of, what am I going to do? Like, that other 81% of the time. So I am about maintaining the real. And the real is it's not lashes. It's not lashes and it's not
No.
perfect hair. It's just not. That's not the real. It's not the real at all. And right here at Entwine Couture, we want to bring you the real. And what we want to bring you
Yes.
is a real way to create bold, dramatic styling. So, Mama Day, I'm gonna shoot to you. What
Yes.
is your all-time favorite? I am stepping out. I am fierce, fly, fabulous. Can't tell me a thing about me. What hairstyle is that? Like, what are you doing when you're wearing that hair, and how do you get that style?
Right now, recently, I've learned how to three-strand flat twist. Girl, I'm done. I'm done. You hear
Okay.
me? I'm it. You can't tell me nothing. Don't look at me sideways. I already know I'm it. I'm done because it lasts forever. And it's like me because my hair is like very loose curled. So I got excited that I had all these curly curls and it lasted a week. Like my hair didn't do that. My hair did not keep curls for a week. And I mean, I can take it out, shake it, and go and be like, boom, fabulous. Just little, it's little. I get even the little coil part of it. Oh, girl, I'm it. I'm
Okay.
just fabulous. You can't tell me
So,
nothing.
so walk us through it. What differentiates a three-strand from your traditional two-strand?
It's
What?
actually,
Mhm.
oh, I'm sorry. It is not easy. I'm not even gonna lie in front and tell you
Okay.
it's easy. It's not. I put a video up, but I literally have to talk myself through it the entire time I'm doing it because if you don't talk yourself through it, you're gonna end up braiding your hair. So I have
Mm.
to make sure that my hair is going the same way each time. It's going the same direction. So I'm either flat twisting it forward or back. Now I get a better definition going forward because it kind of falls down in my face and lays down, and I love it. But it's when you get to the side part in the back where you can't see it in the mirror, the struggle is real. It takes practice. I'm not even gonna front and say, girl, you'll get it the first time. I didn't get it the first time. I didn't get it the 10th time, but I finally got it. It took practice. You take your time, take practice, and the funny thing now is now that I did it like 3 to 4 times perfectly, should I say perfectly, it looked great, that now I can't get myself to two-strand twist now. I have to think about two-strand twisting because I'm so used to three-strand twists in my hair. I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm just doing two. I'm just doing two. And then it goes by fast. But I love me a three-strand twist.
And what is your favorite Entwine product to use to achieve this style?
Girl, the cream de la mode and the cream jelly styler, that is it. Those are my life because you put them on. One, it gives you great slip, so I think slippage is like so important when you're trying to style something. Two, it gives you awesome definition and longer lasting style. So I think those two products, I mean, I use the Aphrodisiac and the lock method, but those two, that cream gel style and that cream gel mode, I think those two are essential to the fact why my hair lasts a whole week. And versus when I do it with Rihanna's hair, her hair is a lot different. Her type is different from mine, and she can rock that style for 2 weeks. I'm a little envious, but I love her. I have to embrace that's what her hair does, and mine doesn't do it.
And what are you doing this on blow dried hair, freshly washed hair, 50% dry, 80% dry? Talk to us about from your experience what I think everyone wants to know how to eliminate shrinkage. So is it
Right.
do you get a longer twist if you do it on wet hair, if you wait for it to dry a little bit? What's your technique?
Hmm. Well, I do stretch my hair. I let it air dry, but I have it in like braids, in about 6 to 8 braids. Now, unfortunately, three strand twists, you're gonna have shrinkage simply because you're doing more hair, and it does the opposite than a braid. Because in a braid, it'll stretch it. The three strand twist, the coil's so tight together. When you put it together, it just
Comes up.
shrinks.
Comes up.
It shrinks. It's not going to expand. So you have to be prepared for the fact it's not going to expand. Unless you make it bigger twist and you don't make it so small, like you expand the distance to how when you three strand twist it, you won't get as much shrinkage, but you will get more than you would from a regular two strand twist.
Okay, Elise, we want to go straight to the hair care professional. So, what are some tips that women at home can do to make sure that they get the perfect twist, whether it's a three strand or something that's more basic than a two strand or a braid out? What are some tips? First of all, what is the difference, not just technically, but in terms of what the hair will look like if you do a braid out versus a two strand twist?
Well, the braid out tends to be more crinkly because you're folding the hair over kind of like this over each other, so you'll get more of a kind of a crinkly Z pattern versus where you're doing a two-strand twist where you get more of a coil.
Okay.
It depends on what you want to do with your hair and your hair's natural texture.
Okay.
I'm an advocate of a two-strand twist all day long. Three-strand twist, you're very adventurous, Mama Day, because I've seen it and I'm like, I'm gonna learn. Nope. I got enough stuff to do here at the salon. Um, but really and truly, like it's really all about the foundation of the hair. If your hair is moisturized, if your hair has been sealed, so to keep that moisture in, because moisture equals water. So where you start with that hair in terms of its hydration level is where it's going to end up, regardless of what type of style you apply to it. Your style is really kind of the icing on the cake in terms of your actual hair care.
Okay. I like this cake metaphor. I like cake.
I love some cake.
I love cake.
Everybody loves cake.
So what you're saying then is the ingredients that go into this cake are going to be moisture, separate from whatever styler you're using.
Yes.
So ladies, listen closely. Between cleansing, conditioning, and moisturizing, all of that has to be done first. Then you can use your cream jelly styler and your creme de la mole to get your definition. But do not go on freshly washed hair with styling products that you have not locked in the moisture. And just to
Hmm.
review, because we have got a wonderful video that you guys can check out on the lock method. Elise just very quickly explained to our audience what the lock method is and what Entwine products they can use to achieve the lock method before they reach for any styling product.
All right. Well, the lock method is liquid, which is could be your water, which I advocate water or leave-in. Your oil, which would be the Entwine 100% raw argan oil, and your cream, which I love to use the exotic buttercream hydrator to seal the moisture in the hair after the conditioner has been rinsed out of the hair. Then you can go on to your styling either using the creme gel styler or the creme de la mode. And I like to think of Entwine in terms of hold. The buttercream hydrator has the least amount of hold and the most amount of hydration, which is why you would use it as your cream at the end of your lock method routine. Then your creme gel styler is your medium hold. It's going to give you really awesome definition in your twist outs, and it's going to really hold your twist. And then your creme de la mode is your strongest hold from Entwine. So for that hair that's hard to stay into its twist out, for your edges, for just really kind of any hair that is just ornery, that's what your creme de la mode would be for. But definitely starting with your cleanser, your conditioner, and then locking that in with your aphrodisiac, your 100% argan oil, and then your exotic buttercream hydrator. That's going to be paramount before anything else.
Cool. So ladies out there, I need you to get excited because 5 of you are going to win a giveaway that is going to be the Click Latois. Say that 3 times. And it's going to be our cleansing and conditioning threesome, and it is going to include the hair bath, the conditioning cream rinse, and the aphrodisia 9. All the things that you are going to need to moisturize your hair, lock in and seal that moisture. Then head on over to entwinecouture.com and add to that fantastic package your Total Perfection Argan Oil, and you are ready to have the most fabulous hair on the block. OMG, they will hate you. They will hate you. They will hate you. So, Elise, what is a very popular style that people come in to you for? In terms of, it's my birthday, I'm getting married, I want to be the belle of the ball. What is a very popular style that's bold and dramatic and fabulous that you offer your clients at your salon?
Well, I mostly specialize in curly cuts. So that's kind of the basis for everything for me. But I get a lot of requests for updos. Flat twisted, double strand twisted, pinned up updos. I do a lot of really elaborate situations with people's natural hair. This is so not elaborate. This is my attempt to like do something to my hair, but really just getting creative with flat and double strand twists.
Cool, cool. So we have another question. Let's see. DD1, hey girl, hey. She wants to know what product from our line we would suggest to help elongate defined curls. So I'm going to make this a two-part question. That's the Creme Jelly Styler girl. Pink label. Pink label. Yeah. Pink label. So have either of you done a wash and go with any of the products? And then which product do you use for the wash and go, and which one do you do for a two-strand twist? Because those are different curls, in my opinion. My hair, it's a different curl. My hair doesn't do a wash and go very well. But if someone had wash and go ready hair, what would they do to kind of work that product through the hair while it's soaking wet to get that type of curl pattern? What product would you suggest?
I would really go for the Aphrodisia 9 to start with, to really elongate and define the curls, and then go back in and use, start with a small amount, and then you can work your way up with a creme gel styler. Now, it's very easy with the wash and go if you're using a cream to go overboard. So again, start out with like a dime size on each section, and as you feel your hair needs a little bit more, you can add a little bit more, but make sure that your curls are defined with the Aphrodisia 9 first, and then go back in with a little bit of hold with the creme gel styler. And really, once the hair is soaking wet and your leave-in is in, just take a little bit, rub it through your hands, and you can either rub over your hair or you can rub through your hair. It really kind of depends on your texture. If you have the type of texture that like once you like run through the curl, it's gone, it's not ever gonna come back, just kind of smooth it over that curl, kind of fluff so that you separate it. If you have that curl that you can run your fingers through, and that the hair is defined more so, run a little bit of the creme gel styler through that hair. And then once it's set with product, do not touch. That is the downfall of most people's wash and go. They get the curls all the time, like, oh, my curls are great. And they start touching. And then by the time the hair is dry, it's a frizz ball. But that's a lot of times due to us rubbing with our hands, us rubbing up against our car seats or our beds or whatever we're doing. So once that curl is defined, do not disturb till it is dry.
I hear you. I've done a wash and go maybe twice in my entire natural journey, and I think the
you got to come to Chicago.
I will. I've never been.
Wash and go.
The shrinkage is so major that I feel like I have wasted an hour and a half of my life.
What?
Product. Yes.
Why is it an hour and a half?
Yeah.
I have the type of hair that doesn't have a lot of definition, so my hair needs to be soaking wet, right? And then if I sprinkle the product through in sections, it looks really, 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 really pretty.
That's why your hair looks like a frizz ball, because you're doing too much to it.
Oh, okay.
all that manipulation, is drying out and frizzing.
But it looks good. And then it dries, so it'll be like maybe hanging here. And then I'll shake it and give it that like look, and then it dries, and it's like this, and it's an afro. So it's like
that manipulation.
Waste of my life.
All of that is what causes it looks wet, but you're taking the water out of the hair, and you're taking the weight that the hair needs to actually still hang. And then you also might not be distributing the product throughout the entire hair, like throughout this region. It's like we get product on our canopy, but we forget about all this whole section that supports it, and this part is what actually starts to shrink, and then it shrinks up this part. Because don't you realize, like, this part is kind of like sticks out at an angle, and it's cute, but then it's all of this that's a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's going to be another video. I'm going to fly to Chicago and live on the air. Elise is going to hook me all the way up. So, okay, so ladies, this aphrodisiac that Elise mentioned is our leave-in conditioner. It's a very lightweight, almost watery lotion type consistency, and is what you're going to put on your hair to lock in the best moisture of all, which is going to be your back. And then on top of that is where she puts this creme jelly styler, which I love, love, love. And that's how you're going to do your wash and go. And let me just tell you the benefits of this. Aphrodisiac 9. It is going to reduce frizz, give you hydration, enhance your texture. So Dee Dee, you're looking for this elongation in these curls. It enhances curl pattern, gives you slip for detangling, has sunscreen for UV protection, so it's going to help protect your hair from the elements. It helps to mend your ends, and it gives your hair shine while it strengthens and fortifies. And this is just one of our fabulous products that are in the line. So I am so happy that the wonderful people at Entwine Couture have, one, made these products for you, given us this forum for us to chat, and have brought this special edition of the BAM's Guide to Bold Dramatic Styling to you, and have put together this package for you to create all of these bold dramatic styles that we're talking about with your 8-ounce cream jelly styler that we have been raving about, your creme de la mode, and your 2 ounces of Total Perfection argan oil. So Mama Day has left momentarily, but she is going to come back. She's done a beautiful braided style on her daughter's hair, who she talked about at the top of the hour, who is natural. And I can't wait for her to come back and to see the results. So at least while I have you all to myself, we are going to talk about heat styling.
All right.
I am guilty of, when I want my hair to be no muss, no fuss, when I wake up in the morning, I know that it's perfect, I blow it out. This bun has never, ever, ever failed me, right? And so what I want you ladies to know is that part of the Bold Dramatic Styling Collezione that we have specially packaged for you at $39.99 is this absolutely wonderful I Want to Kiss You and Sleep With You creme de la mode. You want to talk about edges being laid? I need you to look. I did not flat iron my hair. This is a basic blow dry, and then I put this on it, brush it in, hide it down with a scarf. It is white. I'm going to show it to you guys, and I hope that it reads well on camera. So it is white, and when you put it on the hair, so it's a thick cream, but when you put it on the hair, even though it shows white, it goes into the hair like none other. And then when you put your scarf, it like really presses into the hair and lays it down. It's better than any gel, any wax, any greasy, clear, petroleum-based product I've ever tried, and it does not flake, cake up. And I mean, when I tell you these edges are flaky,
I love it. All in here.
All up in here. So ladies, you definitely want to check out the Bold Dramatic Styling Collezione just for the creme de la mode in and of itself. So now that we're talking about heat styling, because I have been blow drying my hair, I want to say the last 3 weeks. Talk about heat styling and usage. If you feel like your bold, dramatic, fearless style is to have your hair blown out or flat iron, what are your recommendations as the hair care professional?
Well, my bold dramatic style definitely is flat iron on occasion, because in the last month I've been blonde, and at this point I'm pink and purple. So when pink and purple get straightened, it's quite fabulous. But with heat styling, again, everything goes back to the cleanse and the condition. Prepping your hair to receive heat, making sure that it's hydrated enough. So when you are about to heat style your hair, it's very, very important to clarify. And I know clarify is a very, very scary word for a lot of us naturals. We don't believe in sulfates. We don't believe in clear shampoos. We don't believe in shampoo. But if you're about to put heat into your hair, you don't want to be ironing, i.e. cooking in shea butter and products and gels and other things that we tend to put in our hair that sometimes our sulfate-free cleansers don't remove. So make sure that you're clarifying. Follow up with a moisturizing shampoo like the Act One cleanser from Entwine, making sure that that hair has that moisture imparted back in it. Making sure you're deep conditioning with a moisture conditioner. And then prepping with a great heat protectant that is distributed throughout the hair. Really and truly, heat styling is all about your blow dry. It's not really about your flat iron. Your flat iron is there to smooth. That hair goes with a physical transition from wet to dry with the amount of tension that's being put on it with either a brush or a comb attachment in your dryer. So it's not even about how hot your dryer is. As long as the tension is even and the air is drying your hair with that tension straight, you should be getting a pretty good blowout. Experiment with how you're doing it. For some people, comb attachments work much better. For some people, paddle brushes work better. Some people, Denman brushes work better. Experiment. I know for my hair personally, I use a Denman brush. But for my clients, I'll probably end up using a paddle brush. And then when you're flat ironing, as a professional, I tend to go on higher heat for one pass. But as somebody at home, you might not want to ratchet up that heat because you're not necessarily getting that smooth pass and then done. So just evaluate your skills, and if you really are not feeling confident that you can create that heat-styled look that you're really looking for, find a professional around you. Hopefully there are at least one or two that create sleek styles with respect to the curl pattern of the hair. But, caveat, and last thing I'm going to say, know that anytime that you're putting heat on your hair, you are opening up yourself for curl loosening. And a lot of times we call that heat damage. For some people, heat damage is major, major, major. And if you're super scared of heat damage, don't straighten your hair. If you're like me and if my curls loosen up a little bit or if at the end, one or two ends get straight, it's not a big deal for me. I'm going to either cut it off or I'm going to do something with my hair that doesn't require me to like show that straight end. So really just determine what your lifestyle is and what your attitude towards your curls is and go from there.
Cool. Those are really great tips. I have a question about clarifying. So
Uh-huh.
if you use the Act One from Entwine Couture, the lathering hair bath, should you just
Mm-hmm.
wash your hair maybe 2 times? Should you lather and rinse and repeat? Would that be a good way to clarify? Would one shampoo clarify?
It really depends on what you've used prior to. Now, if you're using the Entwine line from beginning to end and you want to transition to heat styling, you can use Act 1 and Act 2 as your cleanser and your conditioner. I probably would do with 2 shampoos just because that's my routine at this point. But if you're using heavier gels, if you're using a lot of heavy shea-based or heavy, even petroleum-based products. We do know that some natural hair product lines do contain petroleum. I would really advocate you to find a clarifying shampoo. That there are some that are sulfate-free, but find a clarifying shampoo then before you would go into your Entwine moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. I super, super, super love my Entwine, but sometimes the things that we use on our hair that are not Entwine, the Act 1 and Act 2 don't tend to. They will remove, but we want our hair to be almost squeaky prior to putting that much heat on our hair.
Right. I have to say that I give my hair maybe like a 2 to 3 day rest in between blow drying, and I don't know if that's just psychological or if I'm really like pampering my hair a little bit and giving it a break before I put more heat on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get my hair bone straight, guys. It looks this way, I promise you, because of the creme de la mode and
You know to do it.
the old school like tie your scarf as tight as you can for as long as you can
Mm-hmm.
stand it and then taking it off. I promise you, I haven't flat ironed my hair in years, but I had a girlfriend go, "Oh my God, why'd you relax your hair?" And I was like, "Aha!" But I did it. So ladies, you don't necessarily have to flat iron your hair to get a really sleek style. I think Mama Day is back, but I want to ask you one more quick question, Elise. So if I were to take
Uh-huh.
my bun down, right?
Okay.
Today is Wednesday. I washed it Sunday. If I wanted to now try to achieve a big hair style in
Mm-hmm.
between washing, what should I do? Should I spray it with water and braid it? Should I braid it dry? What product should I use? What would you suggest?
Well, because I actually never touched your hair, I'm not quite sure what will work for your hair. I know what tends to work for me in the salon and what I did today for a twist out with a client. I blew dry her because she typically wears her hair flat iron, but she wanted to try something curly, so we did a twist out on her. But I blew her out. I didn't flat iron her to trim her, and I used a little bit of a foam and the exotic buttercream hydrator to give her a twist out. It was really fluffy. It could have been really big, but I didn't want to destroy her cute defined curls just yet. So getting a little bit of moisture and getting a little bit of a protective moisturizing cream is really, really good. But I saw some things that I want to address on the side. So 2 seconds. Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Awesome. All right. So I know for some of us where we just don't really heat style our hair, but I know we hear the rumors that, well, if you're not heat styling your hair, you don't have to trim it. Let's talk about that, where when you're heat styling your hair, you are adding the heat is actually affecting the structure of the hair sometimes. So you want to make sure that you're consistent with your trims, and that would be on like a kind of a regular schedule we're used to with relaxers every 6 to probably 10 weeks. But with natural hair, we are still manipulating our hair. We're twisting, we're bunning, we're puffing. It's still rubbing against our sweaters and our satin pillowcases. I advise people to maintain their ends every 10 to 12 weeks. Now, some people can go twice a year. I only have one client that can do that, but mostly with our regular routines, that we can do probably 10 to 16 weeks. But just make sure that you're regularly getting those ends maintained, because the more those ends tangle up and we decide we want to do heat, it's not going to happen. Also, once hair has been heat trained and once hair has been heat trained or heat damaged, whatever you want to call it, and it's completely straight, most of the time that hair is not going to come back. You have permanently affected the protein structure of the hair. Now, you can do some protein treatments that might bring back some texture, but most of the time, once that hair is straight, it either needs to be transitioned out or cut off.
Right. So, ladies, I know I have a friend who's a hairdresser, and she has a lot of clients who don't want their curls to come back. She presses them like almost every 2 weeks, and they call that the training aspect of it. So I've seen it happen firsthand. Yeah, your curls aren't coming back. They're not coming back. So you have to. It's like Elise said initially. Can you live with looser curls? Can you live with a couple of straight pieces? Can you live with your hair permanently going to a flat iron state like that? You have to kind of decide how you want to be able to go back and forth and wear your hair. For me, I don't flat iron hardly ever. I do my blowout, I do my bun. I want my curls to come back eventually. I want to do a 2-strand big hair twist eventually. So I'm not going to flat iron my hair. I am afraid of heat damage, which is why I don't use a flat iron, and which is why I will never ever go to a Dominican salon again. I don't know where you live, ladies.
Or Egyptian in Chicago.
Oh no, the Egyptian.
Oh, we got the y'all got the Dominicans, we got the Egyptians.
Oh my goodness.
Them 5 pieces of hair gonna be laid. Yes. But they're gonna be whistling in the breeze.
When I tell you, when I used to go, I would take my own heat protectant, because they literally would take freshly washed hair and just have at it and put nothing on it. Ooh. And I was just like, you just want me to walk out of here bald headed, like just bald. So Mama Day, are you back now? You're back now.
Hi.
Hello. What's your daughter's name?
This is my daughter Rihanna. Rihanna, say hi. Hi. We're twins in it today with the red and the blue. So Rihanna has been natural 3 years along with me. I started 6 months before her. But what I did to her hair, if you see, can you guys see it really well?
Yeah, we can see
kind
it.
Okay, so the front of her hair, I went ahead and just put it in a bunch of 2-strand twists. And for the sides, turn it, I put her hair in braids going across. And then it's just loose in the back. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this part right here that's loose, I haven't done anything to it. The only thing I did to this was basically put the aphrodisiac in it and some argan oil and braided it up so that it could stretch before I do her hair. I like to always stretch Rihanna's hair because she is tender-headed. And me and her don't have a good relationship if it's not stretched and moisturized before I style it. So basically what I do is I'm just going to moisten her hair with a little bit of water. Not a lot because I don't want it to re-shrink up and then we'll have a problem. And then I'm just going to braid the rest of this hair and then put it in a style. Rihanna's 14 years old, so I'm no longer allowed to give her kitty hairstyles. It has to be teen appropriate. If she can't wear it to school, I'm basically not going to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning until she is teen approved it.
Oh,
So now that I got this side, I've got this, and I like to just detangle her hair just a little bit, especially on the ends before I even get started and put product in it, which I know, Elise, I'm sorry. I know.
it's all right.
I
didn't say anything.
When I put products in her hair, it automatically is going to curl up, and her hair coils quick. So I'm just going to take a little bit of aphrodisiac. I like to use a little bit, even though I did her leave-in already, as a detangler to her hair. So I take, can you see it? Just a tiny bit, put it on her ends, and then go through the hair, and it just glides right through. She's happy, I'm happy, we both happy.
Easy hair, that's all I'm about, especially with kids.
Yes.
I'm not even in charge of my child's hair.
I'm telling you, it's like she's really, really tender-headed. I had one time when I didn't have good products and I didn't know how to do hair, how to pre-poo and all that to get it length. And my neighbor called the police on me because they thought I was abusing my child when I was trying to detangle her hair.
No.
She is that tender-headed. So now I'm going to take some of the I already put the aphrodisiac in. So now I'm going to take a little bit of that argan oil. I hope y'all can see this. And I take just one pump because her hair, primarily, the oils work really good on her hair, but it's that butter, the exotic buttercream hydrator that her hair absolutely loves. It keeps her hair really moisturized. And that's the aphrodisiac, the exotic buttercream hydrator, excuse me. I put this in her hair, start at the roots and go down to the tips, making sure I definitely pay attention to the ends of her hair since it's the oldest, it's the driest. Finger detangle it. Again, I'm going to go through it and detangle it. And now I'm going to put my Curl Friend Cream Jelly Styler. Now, the thing I love about Cream Jelly Styler and the exotic buttercream is if you see, if I'm going to get close here, I can see I barely put a lot. It is not a lot of product. You don't need a lot. I'm going to show you my jar. It's got here, and excuse me. I bought this in, what is it, Black Friday. And you see how much I have left. Barely any, but the fact that I have 3 heads that use this product, and I still have that much since Black Friday. You really don't use a lot. Then I'm going to use my crème de la mode. I love to say that. I sound parlez-vous français. And then just take a little bit of the creme de la mode on there, and then I'm going to braid her hair. Now, again, she's tender-headed, so I go slow on Rihanna's hair simply because it is not cute to be having a child cry when you're doing a hair demo. And I go slow also because I just want it to be nice and tight, nice and firm, and decorative on her hair. Now, I can 2-strand twist fast, flat twist as fast as I want, but it is something about a braid that just makes me struggle. I'm talking about hairstyles. Y'all know what I mean. Is there hairstyles you do that you are just bad at? Braiding is it. When I'm done with it, it looks cute as it wants to be because I took forever. But it's the fact that it took forever to do it.
Yeah, I refuse to learn how to braid.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I don't know how to do any style that's flat. No, I take that back. I've mastered a flat 2-strand twist style. I've kind of mastered that. Not cute enough to wear out of the house, but just kind of cute enough to be faster than just doing individual 2 strands to kind of get like a curly look. But we have our first live guest, Leah. Are you there? Can you hear me? Hey, girl. Hey. Hi, Leah. Can you hear me? Hi, Leah. How are you? Good. You're on mute, baby. Take your computer off mute. Your speaker's on mute. Okay. Say something.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
thank you so much for joining us. Tell me what your question is.
My question, I wrote it down, is um, do the hairs on the edge of your head have a slower growth rate than the rest of your hair, or does it depend on like everyday things like environment and manipulation?
Oh my God, do I hear an accent? Where are you joining us from?
Well, I live here in Ohio, but I'm from Manchester, United Kingdom.
Yay! Entwine Couture. We are international, darling. All things fierce,
Yes.
fly, and fabulous. Leah, I'm so glad to have you. So I'm gonna give that question to Elise about the hair around your edges. Are you experiencing hair loss? Is that why you're asking that question?
Um, well, my head seems to be a lot thinner on the edges than it does on the rest of my head, and I was just like, I don't manipulate my hair often, so I'm not understanding why. Because
Has that been something that's always been like even from when you were a little kid that this hair was a bit thinner? So that actually sounds like it may be genetics, and it could possibly be genetics mixed with just our family histories of hair care. So sometimes how like our grandmothers care for our mother's hair is how our mothers care for our hair and how we care for our own hair, our daughter's hair. So with that, if you already have slightly finer hair, more fragile hair here, our manipulation or just even our day-to-day activities, like rubbing our heads, like our hats, our scarves, anything that might be touching our head is affecting that. So what I can suggest for your edges is to really be conscious of what you're truly doing to them. I had a client who was in grad school, and she would do things with like her edges, and it would just not even really thinking about it, studying, doing this, and that those edges would start to break off. So really be conscious about what your day-to-day activities are with them. Also, making sure that your hair in totality is hydrated both from within and outside with your cleansing and conditioning routine, and also making sure that it's sealed and protected like something through the lock method. And really focus. Massage works wonders because that helps blood into the area, and making sure that we're eating well. Our blood is fed by the nutrients in our food, and then it starts to feed our follicles. So it's kind of all a circle of health and of life. But good edge growing to you. Sometimes it just is what it is, and we just got to style for it.
And definitely, Leah, you want to go over to entwinecouture.com, pick up your argan oil, and while you're doing that massage that Elise talked to you about, you want to massage that argan oil into your scalp and especially focusing it on your edges as well. It's wonderful. It's so wonderful. It's all natural. It's 100% pure. I am pretty sure that that will help you to see some improvement in that area as well. Thank you,
awesome, thank you.
Leah, so much for checking in. Cheerio.
Bye bye.
Bye. Mama Day, how are we doing over there with
Yes.
that braided style? Are we still on that braid? Is it
I'm
finishing
still
up?
on. I'm going up. I'm going up. But you know it's doing good. Y'all don't hear no baby crying.
No.
It's
Tell
doing
me,
good.
That's always
how's your
important.
mom doing? Do you like it when your mom
Deanna,
styles
she asked me, "How are you doing? How is mom doing?
good? Do you like it when she styles your hair?
Do you like it when I saw your hair? I'm on the headphones, so she can't hear you.
Oh, that's right. I
And
forget.
last month, so I keep doing it. So yes, I do.
Yeah, she says she likes it because she's lazy. She don't like to do her own hair.
Well, cool,
That's
cool.
not what I said.
You
Hey, take
gotta
advantage of it while you got it.
They said take advantage of it while you got it.
So, to our viewing audience, while you continue to watch Mama Day execute this style, I want you to pay attention to how she's layering the products, how she's smoothing. Notice that she is smoothing the product through the hair for several seconds. So she's not just taking a clump of moisturizer or styling jelly and just kind of laying it on top. She's working it through the hair. Sort of like the way you massage your body with lotion. She's massaging that hair with the product. I love the way that Elise calls the hair a fiber. I love how it's a fabric. Did you call it a fabric? Last time she said, your hair is a fabric. And I was like, yes, darling, it's a fabric. It is the finest and most rarest and delicate of fabrics. I love that. So think of it as a fabric, something that you want to treat gently, something that you want to smooth your products over. I recommend that when you are going to do a twist out or even a blow dry, that you make sure you have enough time to do it. You do
Yes.
not want to tug at the hair detangle really, really quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm in a hurry. Oh my gosh, my arm is tired. Like, you really want to grab a glass of the Chardonnay and pop in a movie and luxuriate, as Wendy Williams says. You want to luxuriate with the hair. You want to be able to take a break if need be. You want it to be perfect, and you cannot rush perfection, honeys. So let me go
If
over
you
here.
don't have time, find a professional who will luxuriate in your hair.
Yes, if you're in Chicago, go take your coins to Elise and let her luxuriate all over you. I'm pretty sure she's got a steamer and
And if you're not in
everything.
Chicago, I'll find somebody for you. I got people all over the country.
You heard it here. She's also a cross country transcontinental. She knows people
Because I'll be
everywhere.
your way for the World Natural Hair Show, Brittany.
You will. Oh my gosh!
Oh,
I'm so happy.
I'm gonna be there too.
Yay!
Okay, we are definitely going to have a ladies' night.
Girl, yes.
So let's get over
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna do a Google Hangout from the bar.
It's going down. It's going down.
Yes.
It's going down. Okay, so let's see. Kalisha Sharice wants to know if pre-pooing really works. So I will field that question. Pre-pooing is basically just adding some type of a moisturizer or a conditioner to your hair to, number one, I do it to detangle. Number two, I do it to add some type of water-based product, which is going to add a layer of moisture to my hair before I hop in the shower. So I am a firm believer in either pre-pooing or detangling the hair before the water hits it, so that all of that hair that has not shed isn't matting up once the water hits it. I get a lot of shed hair out before I hit the shower, and it makes my cleansing and my conditioning and my smoothing a whole lot easier, because all of that superfluous hair is just out of the equation. So I hope that answers your question, Kalisha. Hey girl, hey. And Elise, did you have anything that you want to add about pre-pooing?
Sure. It just depends on what your intentions for pre-pooing are. I love what you said, where how you use it to detangle and get the shed hair out, because essentially once that water hits that shed hair, and think about if you have not detangled your hair in 7 to 14 days. The hair sheds 50 to 100 hairs a day. So you've got in there somewhere between 700 and 1,400 hairs that are ready to create knots and tangles. So using a water-based product to pre-poo your hair is going to be great to really get through that hair and prep it to be cleansed and conditioned. And that's going to shave so much time off of your cleanse and condition. You'll be very grateful you did it.
It most certainly will. So we have now 3 people that have about the same question. So Geo Wit 88, shout out to you, lady. DD1 and MK Rita. Hey, ladies, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you. You have no idea how much. They all have a question about steaming, whether you can get heat damage from steaming, whether your hair is being boiled, for lack of a better term, in steaming, if it's causing any damage, and whether you can get the same effects from sitting under a hooded dryer. So I've
Okay.
got lots to say about that, but I want the professional, technical answer.
Okay.
Enlighten us, educate us, darling.
So let's define what steaming is first, because I think that'll answer quite a few questions. Steaming is taking micronized water particles. So you're not boiling your hair, because then you would probably be boiling your scalp, and I don't think that would feel too good. But that water is being boiled in the actual unit, the steamer unit. And then the steam, once it's cooled down somewhat where it's not going to burn you, is released into the environment around your hair. It's usually a hood, so it's contained right around here. And what that micronized water particles does, it makes the water molecule small enough to penetrate into your hair shaft. So your hair shaft is composed of 3 different parts: your cuticle, your cortex, and your medulla. Your cuticle is the outside part of your hair strand. It's kind of structured like a roof. So it's got these different sections. And what you're trying to do with your conditioners is really get it to smooth down that cuticle that sometimes is raised, and also impart nutrients and moisture into that hair strand before you close down that cuticle. What steam does is gets water deeper into the cuticle, closer to the cortex, and then the conditioner closes that down so that you're able to have more moisture into that hair strand. So no, you cannot create heat damage under a steamer because you're not actually putting direct heat to your hair. You're just putting essentially warm water in a different form to your hair. Now, if a steamer unit is broken or it's not being used properly, you can get burns. You probably will burn your skin of your scalp or your forehead before your hair gets damaged in any sort of way from a steamer. So be careful about units that might not be working appropriately. But steaming is a really, really great way for especially low porosity hair, because low porosity just means that cuticle is shut really, really closed. So it's very difficult for moisture to get into that hair strand. So the smaller the particle, the easier it is to get into that closed cuticle. So it's really great for low porosity folks. For high porosity folks, it's really great for using your protein conditioners to kind of really get in there a little bit deeper and close that cuticle down. I did want to address something that somebody's like, protective styles, when they come out of the protective styles, they're using a lot of protein to really put in their hair. So let's establish the difference between moisture and protein. When you haven't cleansed or conditioned your hair for a long time, probably what that hair is begging for is moisture, which is water. So you don't necessarily want to put protein on that hair unless you're having some strength issues or some just porosity issues in the hair. You want to make sure that you're imparting moisture into that hair, because that's what has been missing, not necessarily protein. So I know that was a two-part answer.
Cool. Ladies, I hope that you're taking notes, and I am so thankful that you are joining us today. Entwine Couture presenting the VAN's Guide to Bold, Dramatic Styling. And I think the takeaway is you cannot get fabulous hair unless you have healthy hair. And so that's going to be the takeaway. And you can go ahead and visit us over at entwinecouture.com. We're going to be offering free shipping, so you can go ahead and check out the entire arsenal and collezione of products that we have. DD1 wants to know what our favorite go-to staple product is, and I would say if I had to just pick one product from the line, it would probably be the Exotic Buttercream Hydrator. I have what Elise is referencing as low porosity hair, so I need to put a little bit of something on my hair every day, even if it's just on the ends, so that I can manipulate it without it feeling like it's really dry and brittle. So to go back to the steaming question, can you achieve the same deep conditioning results with a hooded hairdryer, Elise?
It's not the same. You can definitely kind of melt that conditioner more into the hair, and you can create a greenhouse effect where it's the water that's already in the hair does create a little bit of steam, but what you don't have is that micronized water being almost pushed into the hair strand. So that's kind of the difference. Like you're creating more of like it's moist, it's humid in there, so it's definitely helping, but you're not actually getting additional moisture that's not already present in the hair. If
So
that
what
makes
does
sense.
it do? So if it's not adding moisture from the micronized water particles, what
Mhm.
does the heat in turn do? It does open up the hair shaft though, right?
It
Or
opens up
no?
the hair shaft. It opens up the hair shaft a little bit, and it also heats up the water in there, so it can. It doesn't heat it up to the where it's steaming, but you think like a greenhouse. It's warm, it's contained, and it's. I'm trying to put it into words. I'm having a struggling time doing it, but it does create an environment where that conditioner is able to kind of melt and seep into a little bit more, coat a little bit more, and kind of attach a bit more because those cuticles are open some more. But again, you're not adding additional moisture to the hair. So that's really where the difference where steam comes in. You're adding moisture to the hair versus just dealing with whatever water and conditioner you have on under a bag and heating it up just slightly.
Got you. So yes, to answer your question, you are going to get a deep conditioning. You are going to open up your hair shaft. That conditioner, if it's really, really rich, plus the water, is really going to penetrate the hair deeper. But the element that will be missing from that is the extra water particles and molecules that are just going to add additional moisture and water to the hair the same way the conditioner was. So it's like a layer. So I guess it's like you'd have a delicious sandwich, but when you have a steamer, your sandwich has, Grey Poupon and mayonnaise and avocado on it. It's just
Yes,
extra yummy.
that's a great analogy.
It's extra yummy. So you can have turkey and cheese, right? It's okay. Like you're hungry, you'll eat it. But right, but you want the Grey Poupon and the Dijonnaise and the like fresh avocado, invest in a steamer. And I have to say that steamers changed my life.
Mine too.
Changed my life, ladies. So if you've got a birthday coming up, there's a man in your life, if Mother's Day is right around the corner, you let them know to put those coins in a jar. And you don't want perfume this year. You don't want a manicure this year. You want the bold, dramatic styling collezione and a steamer. Yeah, that's what you want. So let's see. Mama Day, I think we are ready.
Yes.
Check back in. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ooh, that's looking lovely.
Let's see. Can you guys hear me?
Very teen approved. I love it.
And so what are you going to do with the front? Is she going to leave the 2-strand twist, or is that now going to be her bang? Oh, no, she's on mute. Mama Day, beloved, you are mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, boy. So if you see the back, I took the braids, and what I did was I crisscrossed them like almost a fishtail. So you just go make X's, and then I rubber banded every other X, so that way it stays tight and it's not going to unravel at all. And then I'm going to take her hair, take a little bit of argan oil on my fingers before I unravel her hair. And then I'm just going to unravel every 2-strand twist. Now I have that residue from the braid, but I'm not going to do it until I unravel to see where her hair is going to puff up at, and then I'm going to pin and tuck it, and so it never existed.
And there's so much that you could do with this style. So the back you could leave braided. You can kind of tuck the ends of the ponytail under. You could add a little bit of extension maybe for a bigger bun. And ladies, I'm talking about you if you decide to try this style. You could add a little bit of Marley hair to get a fuller bun. You could leave those 2-strand twists in the front and kind of make a full bang. You could take them out and do like that Janelle Monáe pompadour, or you could let the 2-strand twist unravel and do like a really curly bang. Mama Day, this is awesome sauce, as my 6-year-old says. Awesome.
Very versatile.
Lovely, lovely lady. So we have a winner of our first giveaway, and the giveaway that we have is going to be our Clique La Trois cleansing and conditioning system, which includes our hair bath, hair rinse, and the Aphrodisia 9, which is a wonderful product that I talked to you guys about, the 9 benefits that it has, the leave-in conditioner. And Nancy Jean Jacques, Nancy Jean Jacques, she is our first winner, and Geo Wit 8 is also a winner. So ladies, congratulations, and I hope that you guys enjoy these products, and once you realize how wonderful they are, and that we are not just here wasting your time, that you go over to entwinecouture.com and add to your collection. So definitely check out the argan oil, and definitely check out the exotic buttercream hydrator to complement the prizes that you have also won. So I am going to, while we're watching Mama Day fluff this style, go back. And so Danielle W, hey girl, hey, she wants to know what Entwine product is good for detangling, and that's definitely going to be our Aphrodisia hands down. This is going to be the best product. I will say, and I, like I said, have low porosity hair. Oops, messing up my little face. Low porosity hair, and it's really tightly coiled. I like to leave a little bit of my conditioner in my hair. Elise, tell me if that's a no-no or not. But I don't. Okay, so I don't rinse my conditioner out all the way, and then I follow up with this, and I tell you, my fingers just glide through my hair. And you saw how Mama Day was styling her daughter's hair, and the fingers, they just glide through. I think the one tip that I would advise is to really detangle your hair in smaller sections, which goes back to making sure you have enough time to do your hair so that you are luxuriating and you're not just grabbing like chunks of hair and like trying to get through it. You have to luxuriate, darlings. Like, get to know yourself. Love yourself. Love your hair. We're luxuriating in this thing. So make sure you have the time. Yes, ma'am.
I'll go back to the tangling. The tangling starts at your pre-poo. So hopefully, if you're wearing protective styles that are going anywhere from 5 to 14 days that you're pre-pooing, my favorite, I'll be honest, I do a little pre-poo with the Act 2 conditioner. I'll go back in, cleanse it with the Act 1, and then go in on super, super wet hair and put Act 2 on and really just get to finger detangling. And this is with my clients at this bowl right here that I'm sitting at. And really go through that hair, add a little bit of water as I need to, because the Entwine conditioner works amazingly on super wet hair with added water, and it just gives you all the slip you need. Leaving some in is perfectly fine. I would just say if you're going to leave some in and add more of the Aphrodisia 9, probably you want to leave a little bit less in so that you still feel it, but that hair isn't white with conditioner. I know sometimes we get a little confused on proportions, but leave a little bit in so you feel it, but not so much that you can do like this and be pulling conditioner out of your hair.
Cool, cool. So that's one of the best ways to detangle your hair. And Miss Dee Dee is back with another question. Let me read it on air. It says, since you guys have mentioned it, usually after I have braids done, I do both protein and a moisturizing treatment. And I pre-poo with a protein, and then I deep condition with a moisturizer. So that sounded like a lot. So, Elise, what I want you to do is just break it down for us. If you are taking down a braided style, how do you know if your hair needs moisture or needs protein? Now, I, for one, don't know whether my hair needs protein until I have wet it. Until I've wet it, and I can tell what it feels like once it's wet. Is that the right way to go?
Well, what you're feeling is your hair's porosity and its elasticity. So it's very difficult to find out your hair's porosity unless that hair is actually trying to accept moisture. And its elasticity is how well it has whether it has snapback or not. So those are very difficult to find out on dry hair that's been stretched for weeks to months. So essentially, like if your hair went in healthy, what your hair needs, and if you've been maintaining it, what your hair truly needs is moisture. A pre-poo is not doing really anything but helping you. It's a tool to help you to detangle. It's not conditioning. It's not really doing anything if you're actually cleansing that hair properly. And if you're coming out of braids, that means that hair needs a good deep cleanse prior to starting on a routine of building back the moisture. Now, you will be able to know if your hair needs protein or moisture or both by how it feels, whether it's snapping off, whether you have breakage, whether that porosity is off and you have high porosity where you're putting water in it, but as soon as you get out of that bowl and try to put that conditioner through your hair, that hair is drying up and snarling up. That's when you know you need moisture, protein. But really and truly, to know that our pre-poos are just tools in detailing. They're not actually leaving something in the hair if we're truly, truly cleansing the hair. Everything happens for a reason. A shampoo or a cleanser's purpose is to remove debris from the scalp, debris from the hair, and it does slightly raise the cuticle up so that it can receive moisture. And then your conditioner is meant to close that cuticle down and put anything that's if anything like vitamins, minerals, whatever's in your conditioner and it's intended to do, you need to put that in the hair and close that down. So understanding what our purpose for shampoo and conditioner is paramount to understanding what it can and can't do for us. A pre-poo is not going to do it for you in the pre-poo. It's always going to do it for you when that hair is wet, hydrated, and you're putting it on to seal that cuticle down.
Absolutely. So ladies, I know this is a good segue into hair typing and understanding what your hair type is. I just want to ask you a follow-up question. So if you're washing your hair and your hair, it has no elasticity. It's just stretching as you pull it, and it's not bouncing back. So you need protein or moisture at that point.
Protein.
That's when you need protein. So ladies, if your hair is feeling weak, stringy, just not fluffy and juicy and luxurious, you need protein. If it's feeling dry, matted, knotted, tangled, you need some extra loving, some moisture, some TLC. Is that correct, Elise?
Yeah, and let me break down why. Protein builds the structure of the hair. Hair itself is made out of amino acids, which are proteins. So if you're just stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching, or your hair is not retaining moisture, it's because the structure of the hair has been either damaged or altered in some way from either manipulation, from being dry too long, just from being naturally just fine and not having much of a protein structure. Because we say, let's see, fine hair has maybe 7 to 14 layers of hair strand, where coarse hair has up to probably 25 layers, so it has more of a protein structure. So you're adding, when the hair is just kind of out of whack, it's not doing what it needs to do, you're adding protein to build up the structure. Versus moisture, you're giving more pliability to the hair so that you can manipulate it, you can move it. It's like a bridge. If that bridge is too brittle or that bridge is too standoff and it won't move in the air, it's just going to break off. So that's where you would need moisture. And sometimes when people use too much protein in their hair, they create that bridge that doesn't move, and no amount of moisture is going to keep it from snapping off.
Cool. So I cannot believe it has come to 10 minutes left in our program. I feel like we just kind of got here. We need more time. So there are a couple of things that I just want to chime in before we go. So when you guys head over to entwinecouture.com to pick up your bold, dramatic styling collezione that we have packaged just for you, and you're going to get your creme jelly styler that Mama Day used to do Rihanna's hair. You're going to get your creme de la mole that I used to lay these edges, and then you're going to get your 2 ounces of Total Perfection Argan Oil that you can use for the lock method to seal, and you can use a multiple of ways on skin and nails. You are also going to get these wonderful styling cards that our marketing team has put together. So I hope that there's no glare. You're going to get with your purchase her, oh, that's a good shot, her lovely, lovely hair, but not only the image on the back, step-by-step pictorials, how to do the style, what products to use, your step-by-step instructions. Ladies, it does not get any better than this. Who loves you more than Entwine Couture loves you? I mean, we have it all here right at your fingertips. So your fellow BANs, your socialites, your beauty mavens, your makeup mavens, we've all band together. And we're not keeping secrets here at Entwine Couture. We want you to know what we know. That's why we come here to bring you these wonderful programs to educate you so that we can chit chat, so that you can have community, and these all will come with your purchase this evening. Entwinecouture.com. We're offering free shipping, and I also want you guys to check us out on Facebook, Entwine Couture. Follow us on Instagram and Pinterest, Entwine Couture, and all of our giveaway winners. Head over to our Facebook page and leave us a message, and that's how we're going to get your information in order to send you your giveaway, which is the Click Latois cleansing and conditioning collection. With that being said, ladies, it has been a blast. We're going to field maybe 2 more questions we'll have time for. Let's just see. Ann Ben, hey girl, hey, she wants to know, my hair has a lot of split ends. What can I do to maintain moisture? So ladies, how do you know when you can moisturize and repair and when you just have to snip it off?
There's no such thing as moisturize and repair.
Okay.
No. No matter what product is out there selling you something, all it's doing is putting a layer of something on your hair so it feels good. It reads incomplete splits. I'm not sure what that means, but really you should be on a schedule of maintaining your hair every 10 to 16 weeks. So if you have a lot of splits and it's been 6 months, it's been a year, be prepared to lose a decent amount of hair, anywhere from 2 to 6 inches if it's that much splitting. But here's the deal. If you let that go and you're on a maintenance course, your hair, you're going to see so much retention in your hair versus trying to hold on to what's split, because that's never going to be repaired. So eventually it's going to break off at some point. Just cut it off, let it go, get on a maintenance schedule, and start to see your hair truly flourish.
And if I can speak to you ladies about a personal experience with having to cut my hair, I did have heat damage maybe 2 years ago, and I lost a lot of hair. But in the end, the hair that came back in fuller and healthier and shinier was definitely worth cutting it off and starting over than to hold on to hair that, yeah, maybe it was still chin length, but it had no life. There was no life, there was no bounce, no fluff. I really could only wear it in certain styles because it looked heat damaged. It looked a hot mess. It was a hot mess.
Can I jump
Tell
on?
me what my hair looks like right now because it's been bleached and red, and now it's pink and purple. So I understand.
Can I jump on? I think when she's describing, when she says incomplete splitting, you know how your hair, when it splits, but the hair keeps going? You know what I mean, Elise? I think that's what she's talking about. But I agree complete with Elise. You got to clip it.
Gotta
Because
go.
if you don't clip your ends, what's going to happen is you're just going to create more split ends, and then it'll just break, which is going to be far worse than if you just cut it and start with a clean slate. And I think we get so hung up on length that we don't focus on health. Your hair, if you cut your hair and get it healthy, it'll grow faster versus if you don't cut it, go for that length, and then it break off, and all of a sudden you have that shoulder syndrome, which is your hair grows past that shoulder, and then it breaks right back up to that shoulder or above. You have to focus on being healthy, cutting it, and it'll grow 10 times better than versus it breaking down and you losing all that work you had.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you talked about length and growth, Mama Day, because Cynthia Johnson wants to know. For 2 years, she's been natural and she hasn't seen a whole lot of growth. And just briefly, because we've only got a few more minutes, what are some of the things that may be hindering her growth, or why her hair hasn't grown a lot in 2 years?
That's because I haven't seen her scalp or haven't seen her hair. I can't really address it, but there's definitely some major things that could be happening. She could be having something internal health-wise that a lot of times the scalp is the first place that those things show up in health and hair growth. So some thyroid issues, some side effects of medications. So I'm not sure where she's coming from in that. But a lot of times when people think their hair is not growing, it's growing. Hair's only job in this entire world is to grow. So what possibly is happening is that you're not retaining that length at the ends in the form of not being on a regular maintenance schedule for your ends to get them cut or trimmed, in over manipulation, in overuse of protein, in underuse of moisture. So there's so many different, sorry, there's an ambulance that just passed. There's so many different things that could happen in terms of what your routine, your health. So if you're not experiencing really anything in your health and you've been to your doctor, you've been to your dermatologist and everything's fine, then I would really be concerned about what your daily and your weekly routine is and how you're truly caring for the ends of your hair. Because it's pretty big.
Go ahead, Brittany.
Back to you, Mama Day, really quickly before we have our final comment. I just want to let you know, our audience, definitely stay tuned for the next show. We are going to usher you into spring and all things fabulous, getting your hair ready for spring, getting your makeup ready for spring, getting that skin ready for spring. And I just want you guys to stay tuned for the next show. And we have a couple of more giveaway winners to announce. So Ann Ben and let's see, Mrs. Chocolate 7790 and Kishori B. Congratulations, ladies. You are our giveaway winners. So head over to our Facebook page. Hey, Kishori. I want to be down. Hey, Kishori. So head on over to our Facebook page, Entwine Couture, on Facebook, and give us your information, and you'll get your prize. So, Mama Day, final words on you. What do you want to say, love?
Well, I wanted to jump on the breakage in the because I think at least the first time we did the segment and you talked about the breaking and multiple breaking, what was the cause, and I think I was in denial. I thought I was doing my healthy journey, but I knew I had some dye damage, and I was trying to let my hair grow out without chopping it again, which I learned a year worth of a fail because I only grew 2 inches worth of hair. When I say I only grew 2 inches worth of hair, I only saw growth of 2 inches worth of hair. My hair grew. It's just that fact I probably broke off 4 to 6 inches worth of hair, and I only showed a difference of 2. So I think it comes to a point where we have to get out of that denial, and we have to realize, okay, this is a cause. Prolonging it's not going to help it, and you just got to cut it. We're afraid of scissors, but they're not our enemy. They are our friend. We just have to embrace them, love them, and move on. And I did it in January.
Professional.
Yes, or a professional, right? And I got it cut in January, and I've already gained 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches worth of hair. So it's like I'm almost getting it right back in 3 months. So it'll grow.
It will, and definitely patience. I know that there were lots of message boards and chat boards and Fotkey. Do you guys remember Fotkey? Did anybody have a Fotkey where everybody was like chronicling their natural hair care journey?
I wasn't
No.
around then. I was natural, but I wasn't around.
Stay away from the comparisons, ladies. I cannot stress that enough. I was doing length checks like every other Thursday. Like my hair was
Ooh,
gonna grow that much.
like
I'm like pulling down my bangs to like see how. Ladies, don't do it. Don't do it, Teresa.
it's
Please
so
take it
hard.
from me.
Oh my God.
Learn from my pain. Like learn from my pain. It's not worth it. Just make sure your hair is healthy.
Mhm.
I tell you, I get the most excited not when my hair is like long, when my hair is shiny. When I look at
Mhm.
my hair before I put any type of argan oil or anything on it, and I'm like, ooh, that's healthy hair. Like I look at the roots, and the roots are like shiny, like a nice, like a horse with a nice like mane. I'm like, yes. So look for healthy, ladies. Look for healthy hair. Look for your edges not thinning.
Oh,
That are so important. And I want to leave you guys with a couple of announcements. Our next show is going to be April 8th. So that's just a few weeks away, and we are going to be getting your hair spring and summer ready. And also, we're throwing some skincare and some makeup tips for getting spring and summer ready. Definitely, exfoliation is going to be a key from this winter up and down weather that we've had for your skin. And then we can go into clarifying your hair as well from all the buildup in the winter heat, indoor heat, and the outdoor element. And also, we've already had a girl powwow about this before we got on the air, but we are going to be at the Atlanta World Natural Hair Show. Spirit fingers. So,
Yeah.
if you are out there in Atlanta, you have no excuse not to come and say hey to Elise and Mama Day and myself. If you are in a neighboring city or town, if you are in Savannah, if you are in Alabama, Tennessee, make a girls' weekend of it. Come. There are lots of bars. We may even do a Google Hangout live from one of the hottest spots in Atlanta, complete with martinis in hand. You do not want to miss that. So
Yes.
the weekend of April 27th is the Atlanta World Natural Hair Show. We'll have live hair demos. We'll have education. We'll be there. Instagram it up. Take pictures. Definitely chit chat. Meet us in person. We would love to see you guys. So I'm going to take it back to you, ladies. Where can we find you guys on social media to connect with you if we want to meet, ask you questions one-on-one? Elise, how can we find you?
well, like I said, I'm the owner of Hair Love Art Studio. We're in Humboldt Park off of Chicago and Sacramento. So if you're in Chicago or Milwaukee or Gary, you can come see me in person. But online, you can find me at www.hairloveart.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram at Hair Love Art.
Wonderful. Mama Day, where can we find you?
Well, you can go to my YouTube page, which is www.youtube.com/mamaday. That's MAMADAYE. My Instagram is same spelling with mamaday underscore, and then my Facebook page is www.facebook/mamaday36.
Wonderful. So, ladies, definitely reach out. You see that we are here to answer your questions. If you want to shoot us a Facebook message, post a picture on Instagram, and tag us in it, we would love to connect with you. And I am your resident BAN, Brittany Oniki. This has been your guide to all things fierce, fly, fabulous, bold, dramatic styling. And you can find me on social media, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Makeup by Muse, Muse. And until next time, stay fabulous. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.